Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming this afternoon. We're going to give people a couple seconds to show up. Today we have Tracy and Tammy from YTI, and we also have Cass from Voyage Control, and we're going to go over that new Cheetah feature that is up and running, and see a demo, get your question answered, and hopefully get you guys up and running with it. So it was just now 2, so we'll give people another minute to show up.
I guess ping's on.
Yep.
All right, be careful what you say.
Turn my ringer off in case she calls.
Yeah, Ping, I know I owe you an answer to your last email, so I'll get back to you later today.
So we're now at 2:01. So, I think people will still start rolling in, but why don't we go ahead and I'll do our intro. So with as with all HTA events, this is for educational purposes only. You can't repurpose or redistribute it. We want to thank you guys for coming this afternoon. We have YTI Yusen here, as well as Voyage Control. We're going to go over the new Cheetah Watchlist feature. We'll see a demo, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask some questions. Now, throughout the presentation, you're going to be prompted for some polling questions. We just want to know if you've used the feature before, how it's going for you. So when you see the polls pop up on your screen, go ahead and click your answer. For the folks calling in, we still want your feedback. So if you can't see the screen, if you're not running it on your desktop, go ahead and shoot me an email with your answers to the for the feedback questions. Also, if you have any questions for our presenters, go ahead and email it to eric@harvardtrucker.com. If you're here on your desktop, you can enter it in the normal way we always do. With that, I'm going to turn things over to Tracy and Tammy at YTI.
All right. Thank you, Eric, for putting this together and getting everybody on board here. First, I want to say thanks to the HTA and the membership for supporting us for so long through this time of COVID, where we don't get many visitors. We're not seeing everybody, but we hope everybody's family are safe out there, and all the trucking companies, all your drivers and their families are safe as well. So again, thanks for being on today to go over the Cheetah Watchlist, and we appreciate all your support, and I'll hand it off to Tammy.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to thank a couple of our partners that have really been helping and assisting us with testing a lot of the new products, especially the Cheetah and some of the APIs. So just a few mentions to partners QuickPick, TradeLink, CompCare, and there's a few others too, but we really appreciate the feedback that you guys provide to make us better, have better ideas, and be able to put it together with Voyage Control for the trucking community. So thank you for that. And we'll go ahead and turn it over to Cass with Voyage Control, and he can start going through the demo.
Awesome.
Hold on, Cass. I want to make sure, Cass, real quick. I just want to say to you guys that don't be afraid to bring up any issues or if it's not working correctly. Tammy and I don't use this daily, so we don't see what you guys see. So it's invaluable to us if you bring it up to Cass and our team at Voyage Control. So don't think we're gonna think badly of you if you report something doesn't work, because sometimes it doesn't, and we need to know that, because if you go silent on us, I know Ping's very not shy, let's say, and she'll tell us what's not working, which is great, so that we can fix it for all the users. So don't feel shy during this event. Please raise your hand. I think Eric, they can ask questions as we go. So make sure you advise us if something is not working, or you're always welcome to call Tammy and I offline or send us an email. We could work on whatever's not working for you. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. And yeah, we appreciate your guys' feedback as we work to continue to roll out new features with the platform. And yeah, if something's broken, let us know so we can fix it for you. I have to say I'm constantly impressed with YTI and Tracy and Tammy especially at how much they care about the trucking community and making the platform work for them. You don't see that everywhere, so it's a great terminal. So we're excited to bring to you the Cheetah Watchlist, the appointments you can make. We started talking about this a long time ago, and feel like this is going to be really helpful, really useful for the trucking community, the dispatchers especially. But before I get into it, I just wanted to talk about a couple of the recent releases we've made to help improve the platform and make it more useful and valuable for you guys. So Cheetah, first and foremost. Also, FYI, Tracy came up with the name, so if you like it, let him know. We also created a dual appointment yard block to aid in getting more dual appointments, since we know it decreases congestion, it's better, more moves, more money. Swap empty containers, trying to provide more flexibility. So if you have to switch an empty at the last minute, we understand the timeliness of this. So we built in that functionality. The ability to move appointments from the appointment screen. There was the ability to do it from the calendar, but now if you just click into your actual appointment from the list of appointments, you can move it right there. So again, less clicks, better utility of the platform. And possibly most exciting other than Cheetah is the availability API that we've been testing out with some of the partners Tammy mentioned. We're pretty excited about what the APIs are going to be able to do and everybody to connect, create a lot more automation, a lot more efficiency. So we've got a few more we're working on in the back end, from pre-advised to appointment, but we won't spend much time on that on this call. So for the Cheetah Watchlist, I'll just talk about the benefits. The idea is.
Do you want to pull them if they use it?
Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would like to know how many of you guys have already used the Cheetah Watchlist feature. So you should now see a poll on your screen reading, have you used the Cheetah Watchlist feature for YTI? So just go ahead and give us a yes or a no, and we'll share those results real quick after we give you guys a couple seconds to answer.
Eric, can I talk during the break here?
Yeah, people can still hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to say the cheetah name came from, I was on a trip and saw some cheetah, so it was, fastest land animal. So we wanted to make sure we get you guys in quick. We are going to add a Cheetah Gate eventually. So once we use it and you get the announcement first available, you come in, you use that gate. So we're going to make it worth your while to use that system.
Great. We're now
Cass is supposed to put a little logo on there for us too, of a little cheetah head, but they haven't got that complex yet. But it's coming.
It's coming.
So I'm going to go ahead and share the results of the poll right now. It looks about 30% have already used it, and so we have a couple, a good number of folks on here that haven't used it yet. So we're glad you're here today, so you can see a demo, and hopefully we can get you up and running with it soon. All right, Cass, they can see the presentation again.
Right. So it's very simple. It's in line with how you use the platform currently. Basically, you're going to add and I'll show you this in the demo in a minute, but you're adding your containers to the container watch list, and then now you have the option to press add, and it puts it on your watch list. Once it becomes available, if it's a hot container, whatever the situation is, then you'll get an email notification saying, hey, these 3 out of the however many containers you have on your watch list are available. In an email, there's a link to click, and it takes you right into the scheduling screen. So I'll show you that in a second, but I think the main benefits here are the automated push notifications. So instead of the dispatcher having to continuously go into the container tracking screen, maybe hit the refresh button, you really want that container, you want that appointment, but you don't want to have to keep going into the system. So now by using this feature, instead of having to go in all the time, you'll be notified when your hot list Cheetah containers become available, and you can schedule them pretty much instantly. So those, I think, are the key benefits here. And this
hey, Cass, can you mention? Sorry, Cass. Can you mention about who gets that email and what we're doing, what the next step will be for our enhancement to add other users?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Tracy. So this first screen is in this screenshot. This is the container tracking screen. You see, you can container ID status, watch list status, and Cheetah Watchlist. And I'll show you that in the demo, but that's how it looks. But yeah, that's basically it. And then you'll get this email. This is a copy of the email telling you, hey, these containers were added to your watch list and now they're available. And so right before the demo, I just want to say that 185 users have gone and added things to their watch list. We've gotten almost 300 email notifications of available appointments so far. And I think we have one more question to go for here right now, Eric.
Yes. So we also want to know if you've been able to schedule an appointment for a container on your watch list. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that poll right now. You guys should now see that poll up on your screen. You know, your options here, you know, I know some of you guys haven't used it yet, so you'd click I have not yet tried. But if you have tried it and you weren't able to, give us a no. And if you were able to successfully schedule your appointment, why don't you go ahead and click a yes for us?
And just to add to what Tracy was referencing, right now, the way we built it initially is the containers on your watch list, you're going to get the notification email directly sent to your email. So it's just a one-to-one. You know, if you're the user logged in, these are the containers on your watch list, you get the email to be able to create the appointments. And what we figured out, or really Tracy brought up, is that if these are really hot containers, if the person who put them on the watch list may not be available or not be online. So one of literally, I think the next thing we're building out to enhance this feature is a screen within Voyage Control where you can actually add additional email addresses to be notified when containers from your watch list become available. So that way, say you have 3 dispatchers in your settings, you'll be able to say, hey, if containers become available, I want these 3 email addresses to all receive this notification email about the containers becoming available. So I think that'll be really helpful. And we're also building out functionality where if multiple people get the email and try and click through and create the appointment at the same time, only one will go through, but working on the messaging there. And how do we do with that question?
Yeah,
so
on that. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Go ahead, Eric.
So I was just
wanted to cast.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, Tracy.
Go ahead. Okay, Cass, I just want to make sure if they have a group email address, that works just fine now, correct?
Yeah. Like, okay. Well, so there's 2 ways you could go about it. If you have a group email address, if that's the email address you use to log in, if that's your user email, then yeah, the email will go to everybody on the group address. Okay. And if you really wanted to internally, you could set up forwarding rules in Outlook or Gmail. But yeah, hopefully this new functionality we're building, you won't have to do that because you'll say, oh, I want these 4 of us to get the emails.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like most folks haven't tried it yet, but we had some people that had a little bit of difficulty. So I think maybe showing them a little bit of that feature would be good. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that poll so they can see your presentation again.
Okay. I can't really tell. Can you see my screen? Does it show YTI right now?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to go in. This is our staging site where we test everything. So it's the same kind of process where you enter in your containers that you're looking for. So now, if you can see, these are on hold. So what I'm going to do is, oh, these containers, they're on hold, or there's a customs hold, whatever it might be. You simply hit that, check the boxes, and add them to your watch list. No, you don't have to check them, you just hit add. So now these containers that I just clicked, all 3 of them are now on my watch list. And about every hour we're pinging YTI system to determine, hey, have any of those containers become available? Did the customs hold stop or the BL hold? Whatever it is, if the containers become available and eligible for appointments, that's when you'll get the email saying, okay, these are now available. Now, say for example, 2 of these become available, but not the 3rd, you will get the email for the 2 that are currently available. And let me just find, I have the email.
This also includes containers that are on the vessel, so that could make them, of course, not available and eligible for an appointment, but you would get the email notification once they are in an available row. So that's pretty helpful.
Tammy, how early do you think that happens? When we read the Bapley and the vessel, about a week out or 5 days? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say 3 to 5 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Second. Here we go. Can you all see this?
We can see the notification, yes.
The email notification. So this is what the email looks like. So say I had a bunch of containers. This is what you get. So it's going to tell you, here's the containers that are now available, last free day, and first available slot. Now, the part I like about this most is if you just click to schedule, it takes you, I think my computer is taking a long time. It takes you directly to the scheduling screen. I might have too much going on my laptop at the moment. Yeah, but it.
So while that's being figured out real quick, I had an email question come in saying, how often do those notifications come out? Do I get one per day, or is it as soon as the container is available, I get a notification?
As soon as they become available, you get the notification. Yeah, it's not a 1 per day limit there. And I tested this morning. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, it takes you directly to the scheduling screen. So we had these. It would take you to the screen. It would show the containers that are available from your list that you just saw, and say, here's the first available appointment. So really, the idea is we're trying to have as few clicks as possible between you getting the notification for the hot container and scheduling the appointment.
You can also, so it does take you to the first available appointment for those of you that want to jump on the first thing that you can get. But you can also click on it as the drop down, like a normal scheduling of an appointment. So you can schedule a different date and time if you don't want that first available. But we want to try to push, the first available. If you can get that's probably the one you need to jump on. But you do have the feature to scroll through different dates and times.
Hey, Eric, could you put my screen up? I got that. That's at least the screen up that
Certainly.
that he's talking about. You can see it.
So Tracy, all you have to do is click share screen. You should have a little button pop up.
Show my screen. There it is.
We can see it. Thank you.
Okay, you see the? I don't see it, but okay.
Well, you had it up and now it's gone. You have 2 monitors.
Sorry.
There we go.
There it is. How about? So basically, it'll take you to that screen. And Cass, what happens if, say, Ping gets an email at 8 in the morning, but she's out golfing and doesn't get back to her computer till noon, and then she opens it up at noon, yet the first available is passed? Will it still take her to the screen and give her options?
Yeah, it'll still take you to that screen. It just won't be the same first available. And I think that's an important point. So that email notification says, here's the first available appointment, but obviously as time passes, that first available appointment may change. So it won't show you the old first available. It's just whenever you click it, it'll take you into the scheduling screen. It'll show you these are now the first available appointments.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And I'll switch controls
Right.
back over to Cass.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Now we can see it. Thanks.
So I guess I think I'd like to ask if, well, we'll open it for Q&A, but I think that's pretty much everything with the Cheetah Watchlist appointments. And then I just wanted to touch on briefly while I have you here a couple things we're working on. So as I said, the additional email notifications for Cheetah Watchlist, I feel like that'll be really useful and helpful. We talked a lot about empty appointments and flexibility. So we're going to be building out a way to create empty appointments without a container number by just using the size, type, and line. There will be some requirements on that, but we'll get into that later. We'll probably have another one of these about it. And then SCAT code association approval. So we're going to make sure that everybody's using the correct SCAT codes and that they're verified by YTI. And then we're going to continue to work on our APIs. The availability API is built and we're getting more and more people on it all the time. And we have a few more in the works coming up. But again, we're trying to work on things with YTI that will help the trucking community, make things more flexible, and make things more efficient for the whole community. And that's it.
Great. So we had another polling question about ease of use. I'm gonna go ahead and launch that, and then we'll move into Q&A. Let me just get that up. So we want to know, if for the people that have used it before, how easy or difficult do you find using Cheetah? You know, is it very easy for you to use? Do you only experience some occasional difficulty, or are there some of the features are just, you know, you're struggling to get it to work for you guys? So go ahead and let us know your answer, and I'll share it with our panelists. You know, while people are still answering, I did get a question come in, and I see a hand raised from Christina. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Christina. You should be able to go ahead and ask your question. I believe this is about user logon.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Good afternoon. This is Christina with Night Transportation. And the question that I had posed was, right now, one of the challenges we face is the different user IDs. There's times where, let's say, Veronica, she'll schedule an appointment. Veronica goes home for the day, and my dispatcher needs to change the load out appointment because the driver got held up at another terminal. The issue has come about where we can't change the appointment because her user ID created it. So now we have what's called a group email, but it's really my email. You guys probably see a lot of emails come from Christina Parker. But I have my whole team using my logon information. That way, if we need to make any changes, we don't have that hindrance. Is YTI considering on making appointments being able to get changed based by SCAT code registration? So we can have more users using the Cheetah Watchlist? Because if we could get that, that would be phenomenal.
Right. So currently we rolled out organization management a while back. So everybody on your team, if you go into settings and organization management, everyone here should be under the same company, and then you've got your permission types over here. So everyone, when you go into manage permission, you can give the ability, there's 3 different levels, admin, manager, and user, of who can edit appointments within the organization. So say somebody else gets schedule something, but somebody on your team needs to be able to edit the appointment. If they have the admin manager access and that box is checked off, then they will be able to edit other users' appointments within the system.
Can you do that for their account right now, Cass, while we're on the phone to show everybody? On her account, maybe we can show her.
It would take a second. I'd have to set up
her account.
As long as we're not showing any proprietary or sensitive information.
No, it's fine. It's just it might take a minute, but I tell you what,
How about because I'm worried if we show any employee names or anything like that that's proprietary, and we don't want to share that over this format. But how about, I can set up something for you and Christina offline.
Yeah,
I just don't
that
want
would
to
be
share
great.
that proprietary information.
Yeah, Christina, we definitely want to help you make sure that this is set up correctly. I've had a few calls with different trucking companies, kind of walk them through this. But yeah, we'll set that up. But basically, it's just making sure that you have the right permissions set up and the right role and access set up for the employees. But yeah, we'll set up a call to go over that. But everybody within your organization, if you set up the access appropriately, they'll be able to edit appointments for other people within your company.
Right. And then she just sent her information over, so Christina, I'll forward that on to the teams. I had a question come in via email about the Cheetah Gate you mentioned. People are interested in knowing, do I have to be a Cheetah user to use the Cheetah Gate? Is it only appointments set up through Cheetah Gate? And is there a timeline for that to be rolled out?
It's probably another month, but yes, you'll have to use the Cheetah program. That's the whole the good part of it, and we want to make it worth your while to get everybody used to it. So we'll be rolling that out next month. Once we get the concept and everything working, got all the good feedback, got the enhancements going, so everybody gets the right notifications and it's working the way we see it, we'll open it up probably at the end of August.
And if you needed pilot partners for that, or demo partners for the Cheetah Gate, do they contact YTI or do they contact Voyage Control? Is the question.
It'll be probably Tammy and I. For people who are interested, they can send us something and we'll keep it on a list.
Great. So we got the results from the other poll. It looks like about 70% of the folks said, this is easy for us to use. And there's about 30 that said it was a little bit difficult and they are struggling with most of the features. So folks that responded that way, I'll share your responses with panelists, and perhaps you guys can arrange something like a not hand holding, but one-on-one assistance. That's the word. Sorry.
Yeah, Eric would be happy to do that.
Yeah.
That would be great, as we can just give them a call, set up with our team, and walk them through it step by step. Be no issue.
Mm-hmm. We got a question came in that, do we need to pre-gate for the drivers that are using the Cheetah Gate?
I would say not at this time, but we're looking at we're upgrading our system at the end of the year, our gate pedestals, and we're going to do a pre-advise with the license number and all that at the same time, so you won't have to talk to a clerk. But that'll be towards the end of this year, fourth quarter.
Will they be able to do that?
No pre-gate. Well, they could do it now. If they have all the information in there, it's going to speed up their transaction. They'll populate the screens, but it's not going to be a real pre-advised auto gate, like I call it, where you don't even talk to a clerk. You just get a green light. So maybe I'm looking too far ahead, but right now you just populate all the information before it gets to the pedestal with the empty and everything else, and then we're good. It'll be quick.
Understood. I had a hand up from Ping. You should now be able to speak.
Well, it was actually me, Yanita. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I have an example of an issue that we're having is we get the notifications really delayed. We get delayed notifications, or we don't get the notification until we refresh. We don't like to do that or wait for it to Voyage Control to refresh for this reason that we're having an issue right now. So we received a notification that a container became available at 2:09 today. Next first available is today at 11, which is it's already 2:30. And then when I click to schedule, it says no time slots available. So I don't get it.
Yeah, Cass, can you address the delay part? I know that if the area is full and if they don't get the notification, it's kind of useless. But you said there was a freeze on it, but now we put a fix in for that, or what happened yesterday?
Yeah, we were having a little bit of an issue with the email forwarding, the mail parsing that I believe we have addressed at this point, where they weren't going out as fast as they were supposed to. So it's something that we've heard, and we've gotten some feedback from a couple people on that. But it's not instantaneous. It's not real time. It's not, oh, it becomes available, send the notification from this container. It's because that would just take too much bandwidth. But it's supposed to come through about once an hour. So once we check the whole system and then send through the containers that are available. But if you could tell me what container that is, I'd love to look into that one specifically, because we want to make sure this is working correctly for you guys. My email is cass.stillwell@voyagecontrol.com. I'll throw it in the chat.
Or the
Yeah, because
question
Cass,
after.
once the system updates, it should send it out right away after you approve
Yeah.
it, right? It shouldn't be a big lag.
Correct.
I'm just gonna repost that email address to the entire audience. All right, there we go.
Oh.
And then question asker, if you want to shoot me your email or put in chat private to the organizer, I'll be sure to forward it. We just don't want to, put the container info out if it's a single person's. So it looks like there's no other hands raised, but you guys can keep on sending in questions. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the roadmap future for the Cheetah? Is it something that everybody's intended to be using? Is it only large shipments, or larger motor carriers that have a lot of shipments within going through Yusen? Or can I use it if it's only,
I think there's
one container?
Right. It's a good question, because we developed it because that's why we're going parallel with APIs and with Cheetah on the platform, because we didn't want people to not be able to use it. So we want everybody to be able to use it first. And then the second step for the bigger companies that want to integrate with us directly for availability and automatic appointments and go down that road with Cheetah, then we can allow them to do that as well. So you don't have to spend a lot of money and integrate just to be able to use it. So we rolled it out to everybody. So it's available for both groups, Eric.
Great. Let me just check my emails to make sure that I'm getting all the questions. I'm not getting any other questions rolling in at this time, but if there's other comments about Cheetah, or how's it going from YTI's perspective, if you've seen it's been easier to get people through the gate, or people making Cheetah appointments have a shorter turn time or easier move through. I think people would be interested to know if you have any info on that.
I don't believe we really have any stats on how quick comparing a Cheetah appointment to a non-Cheetah appointment. We don't have any stats on that yet, but just overall, our turn times have been averaging right now at 54 minutes for the month of July, which, so our turn times in general are very good. But it will be interesting to see what kind of stats we can see, comparing to Cheetah with the non-Cheetah appointments. I do also want to mention one of the things that Cass talked about for future roadmap is the ability to make the empty appointment without specific container. So that's been one of the big pushes from the trucking community, just being able to put line size type. There's going to be a few challenges we need to get through as far as making sure it's on hire, things like that, but we'll work through that. And then we also still do offer after 8 p.m. when we have a night gate that you do not need an appointment. So we still have to be open for that line and size and type, that type of equipment. But right now we're still offering that flexibility for no appointments on empties after 8 p.m. So we see that being used quite a bit.
Great.
Yeah, and I want to add, thank you, Tammy. I want to add that once we see who's using all the Cheetah and taking the first available appointments, we really want to use that as a tool for the terminal to blow cargo out of here when it's firstly available. A lot of people don't pick up cargo to the 4th day, last free day. We know that, it's no mystery, but we want to be able to target who's got the watch list going. Maybe we put that in a different area, make that available even sooner because we have the open closed area, so we can manipulate that to make sure those containers are going in the open areas that are going to be blown out that first day. And that's, that's going to help us as well as you. So if you are one of those types that are on the phone that like to get the first available, I know not all your cargo is hot, maybe some, just use it for your hot cargo and we'll get good data and get that cargo moving.
Great. Especially excited to hear about the making the arrangements on the empty appointment, not having to enter the container to make that appointment, because that's really been a big hurdle for a lot of operations here in LA. And then to encourage the folks, so if you haven't used Cheetah yet and you have hot cargo, they should use the first available appointment, and that's going to feed the info into maybe changing the operations so that we can identify hot cargo first and it gets made more in the easier spots to get. Is that the?
Yes. So when it comes off, yeah, we won't change how the vessel discharges, but once it does come off, we'll be able to stick it in an area. If there's a lot in that, say that a lot in that hatch, we can put it in one area and make sure that's open the following shift, so they don't have to wait 8 or 10 hours. So that'll be good data to have. And I want to make sure everybody on the phone, make sure if you got complaints, let us know. Voyage Control does a lot of work for us. We have a good relationship, but they need to make sure it works. If this stuff doesn't work, we're all wasting our time. So if you got something's not working, like TradeLink brought up, we want to know, because some of the stuff it seems simple, or it just happened on this cam, but we want to make sure we want to take care of all the problems, fix all the bugs, and make sure this goes very smoothly without a lot of babysitting to the system.
Great. We did get several questions come in right now, so we'll go through all of them. But also, we got a couple compliments for the YTI and Voyage Control team that we like that you guys are very thorough and that we appreciate you working with the trucking community, which the HTA echoes that sentiment. If one part, in order for us all to do good, we all have to do good. We all depend on each other. So when the terminal does well, our drivers do well, and we have high productivity. So you get that same thank you from HTA. One of the questions that came in would be, will there be an option to pick the shift you want for the Cheetah appointment? Which I think if you're picking the appointment, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we thought about breaking it down by shift, but we haven't really got that granular. You can always pick what you want, but we figured first available originally, and I can tell you just a quick story. It was supposed to be when we first developed it was ready for January. We were just going to push out the first appointment. Here it is, confirmed. You don't have to do anything. Come get your can. But with working with the FMC and all the terminals and HTA, a lot of people wanted that option. So we had to build, we got the auto part done. We just had to build, hey, how can it take us to the screen so they have other options? Because a lot of people, that was too aggressive. So that's why it kind of took us another 6 months to get everything right.
Understood. Right. So we had another question come in that was, will Cheetah be embedded into the YTI scheduling portal, or is the plan to have it remain as a separate website?
That's a good question. We've talked about that a lot. I know if it's automated with API, it'll be embedded. But Cass and I and Tammy, we've talked about having just one site with all our information on there, whether it's availability, payment for links, our links platform, and appointment system. So basically, you go to make an appointment, all the features would be on the same page, so you wouldn't have to jump around.
Great. Next question is there a way to make it easier to view container number, last free day, appointment number, and appointment time slot and date on the first page instead of having to search through the site? And I'm assuming they're meaning the Cheetah site. The question asker, if I'm wrong, you can shoot me another message.
The best way to view all of that is just in the container tracking screen. It has all that information. You can filter for various things. But I will point out one interesting feature is in the list of appointments view, you can actually, here, I'll just show you.
Yeah, Cass, can you throw that up on the presentation? Thank you. We can see it now.
Okay, so in the list of appointments view, this is the kind of the standard information shared. That's what we just think is the most common. But then you can set up custom column configurations and flip between them. So by hitting edit, so say you're in column configuration Q&A, you hit edit and you want to include yard location in that configuration, you just check the box, hit save. You can use it as a shared column configuration so other people within your organization can use it. You can set it as your main column view. So if that's what you want to see when you open up lists of appointments, that's what you see. And you can have a couple of different views. You can edit them. So basically, we're trying to make it so this information here is what you want to be seeing, and you can control what information you see. So you have the ability to add and detract various fields of information.
Do you have a training video or maybe a how-to guide on how to customize? I think there's a appetite for maybe some more clarification on how to customize it per organization.
Sure. I'm trying to remember. I've made a lot of YouTube videos this year. If there's not, I'll build one and get it out to everybody. Probably just push it out because I do think that's a very, I was doing a lot of in-person trucker outreach a couple months ago, and showing everybody that in person and walking them through, and there's a lot of interest and excitement, like, oh, this is the information I want to see. That's great. That's what I want to see. So if I haven't put together a video on that, I'll put one together, and we'll do an e-blast to everybody so they know how to use that functionality, because I think it is really useful and helpful.
Yeah, and if you need assistance on recording it or anything, just let me know, and HTA will help you out there.
Oh, thanks.
Looks like I did see an email come in, but I think Cass here should be in copy from Yanira. That's not a sorry guys, that's not a question for the group. So, we're kind of rounding out the presentation, the Q&A. You did mention about the availability API. If you wanted to go into a little bit more detail about that, I think that might be a feature that a lot of our folks are interested in.
You want me to?
No, I'll take it. So essentially, instead of going to our site and get all the availability, you can set it up with your IT team to automatically ping our system. We have a universal query that you basically, it's a set format, so you can't make up what you want, but it's got all the details you need, and you basically send an automatic query and you get a response back very quickly on whether it's available, and then you teach the machine that if something changes that you want to be notified, it notifies you. So it's basic. To me, it's basic availability that you can get online, but you don't have to do it anymore with your dispatchers constantly. You can just set it up and set it and forget it kind of thing until you're notified, kind of like Cheetah with the appointments, but with availability, with holds and everything else. But I know that, Tammy, what we allow appointments except for which holds, just customs, or?
Yeah, so just it's got to be customs release and line released. So those are the two things that will show as not available.
Okay.
So I know, so that seems like a feature a lot of people would like. So I'm going to go ahead and throw up it's going to look like a poll. So if you guys on the call want to get connected via the availability API, go ahead and just give us a yes right here, and we'll generate that list, and I'll hand that over to Tracy, and he can set up the call, or I'm sure you guys all have everybody's emails and phone numbers now, but we'll just help the process along a little bit. I'll leave that open for a couple minutes just to give people a chance to answer. Are there other kind of updates that you want to give us at this time about maybe operations at YTI, some other aspects of the tech that you're developing? It sounds like there's a big push, which we appreciate, to update your terminal operations, make sure that everything runs smooth for all the parties involved. What else do you have guys got going on?
I think I want to mention, we appreciate everybody's patience. I know 3 months ago during the COVID crisis, we had our Japanese ship, but not a lot of other services when volume was real low. Now we're getting hit. The Far East seems to be producing. We're getting extra ships. We're getting a lot of ad hoc calls for certain customers. So we appreciate your patience. We went from 7,000 lifts a week to about 16, 17 a week. So we are trying to make sure that we have full equipment deployed and make the appointments available. We know when the last free days are, so we're gearing our areas to make sure we're ready to deliver. But that's more of an operational thing. The volume is here. It's good for all of us. But as far as the pipeline for projects, it's just basically, the availability stuff and the APIs to get that going and get the Cheetah running smoothly, and just make sure appointments are available when customers need them.
Great. And it looks like several people have said, yes, please contact me. So those who responded in that way, I'll pass your information along.
Okay.
So anything from the voyage control side, or Tammy, if you have anything to add, we don't have any more questions coming in, but I really want to say thank you guys for coming to speak to us. I know this feature from our side seems like a good idea, and we hope, with this demo and the reach out, we can get more people using it, and we can get, the goal is to move cargo, and this seems like a no-brainer solution for us.
Yeah, thank you, Eric, for putting this together. We appreciate you doing this, running through the whole demo and questions, and thank you to everybody for participating.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming on for this. Hopefully it was helpful.
So, audience, if you have any questions or you think of them later, you can always reach out to the YTI, Voyage Control, or HTA team at any time. If you don't have their email available handy, just email eric@harbortrucker.com and I'll forward you along, no problem. I'll give you guys back, the next 10 minutes of your time. I want to thank everyone for attending today. If you have any questions in the future, always feel free to reach out. And thank you, YTI and Voyage Control, for presenting.
Thanks, Eric.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.